Hey guys, welcome to Unit 8, Day 1 Notes. Today we are going to be talking about polynomial operations. The first thing that we need to discuss before we get into the math problems is the definition of a polynomial. A polynomial is an expression with multiple terms. And it can be written as something like 4x cubed plus 6x squared plus 7. We know that the most specific name for this is a trinomial, but in general for this unit, I'm just going to be referring to them as polynomials. Next, we need to define standard form. Standard form is how a polynomial is organized. We organize a polynomial from highest exponent to lowest exponent. So now we're going to move down to examples 1 through 4, and we're going to write each of these in standard form. The first thing that we need to do is identify the exponents for all of these. 3x has an exponent of 1. The number 1 is a constant, so it does not have an exponent. And then 2x squared has an exponent of 2. My highest exponent here is 2x squared, so this number will go first, followed by my next highest, which is 3x, and ending with my constant of 1. Moving on to number 2, looking at this problem, my highest exponent is 7k to the third power. So that will go first. Then we are going to follow that by the next highest, which is k squared, followed by negative k, and then my constant of 64. Moving on to number 3, my highest exponent is w cubed, and then 5w squared. Next is going to be minus w, and then my constant of 28. Last but not least is number 4. My highest exponent is negative n cubed, followed by 24 and positive 2. However, if we're writing an equation like this, or an expression like this, we want to make sure that it's simplified all the way down. So we're going to add 24 and 2 together to get my final answer of negative n cubed plus 26. Moving on, we're going to start talking about multiplying polynomials. The first type of problems that we're going to look at is a monomial times a polynomial. A monomial is a polynomial that only has one term, and a polynomial can have one or more terms. To multiply a monomial to a polynomial, you just distribute. So we're going to take 2 and multiply it to 3x. In this case, we multiply the coefficients together. So 2 times 3 is 6. And my x value does not change because it did not have another x to be multiplied to. So my final answer here is 6x. Number 2, I'm going to multiply negative 4x to 2x. So first we'll multiply the coefficients together to get negative 8, and then multiply the variables together. X times x is x squared. So over here on the side, I'm just going to write a little reminder for you. X times x is x squared. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times x squared is x to the fourth, as is x times x cubed is x to the fourth. Now we're going to move on to number 3. I'm going to distribute the 3 to both of the terms inside the parentheses. 3 times x gives me 3x, and 3 times 4 will give me 12 for my final answer. And then moving on to number 4, I'm going to distribute my negative 5 to both terms, and I get negative 10x plus 15. Moving on to my next page, we're going to be talking about multiplying polynomial to another polynomial. Remember that a polynomial means that it has one or more terms. To multiply a polynomial to a polynomial, you use the box method. When we're using the box method, we want to look to see how big each of our polynomials are. So for number 1, we have 2 sets of polynomials being multiplied together. My first group, highlighted in yellow, has 2 terms, and my second group, highlighted in blue, also has 2 terms. So I'm multiplying 2 terms by 2 terms, which tells me that I need a 2 by 2 box. So I'm going to draw a square and make it so that it has 4 spaces. My first polynomial, 3x plus 4, is going to be written on the top of the box, with each section only representing one term. So 3x goes into the first location and 4 in the second. Same thing for 2x minus 5, except here these are going to go on the bottom. 2x and negative 5. Now we're going to multiply appropriately within the box. For my first box, we notice that 2x and 3x are lined up with the box. So we are going to multiply those two together. 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is x squared. Next, we're going to go to my second box and multiply 2x times 4. 2x times 4 is going to give me 8x. Next, we're going to move on to my third box. Multiply 3x times negative 5. 3x times negative 5 is going to give me negative 15x. And then the last box, negative 5 times 4. This will give me negative 20. After you have multiplied everything out in the box, you're going to pull everything that you need out of the box and rewrite it. So we're going to have 6x squared plus 8x minus 15x minus 20. And like I said previously, we are not going to leave it like this. We are going to make sure that we simplify it down. So we're going to combine our like terms, 8x and 15x, and simplify. So I should have 6x squared minus 7x minus 20. And that is my final answer.